we're delighted to say we're going to bring you the Premier League darts final, the O2 tomorrow night, live on talkSPORT. All the build-up from 7. It gets underway shortly afterwards.
It's been quality.
Yeah,
darts.
It's been excellent, isn't it? We're going to hear from Luke Humphries very shortly. Before that, Nathan Aspinall, one of the 4 players to reach tomorrow's final, along with Gerwyn Price, and the 2 Lukes, was on with Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent on Drive yesterday, and had this to say about Luke Littler.
You think he can beat Phil Taylor's haul?
No.
You don't?
No.
You think that's
I just can't see him staying in the sport that long.
I totally
That's the
agree.
reason
I think he'll be off in about 5 years.
Do you?
I don't think he'll... obviously, he's 18, isn't he? He does a lot on YouTube and stuff like that. He's good mates with Angry Ginge, you know, that kind of thing. I can see him going down that path, in my opinion. He's already getting fed up of playing and travelling all the time, and he's only been doing it 12 months. You know what I mean? So I don't think he'll be around 16 years, let alone winning 16 world titles. But, you know, if he does, fair play to him, but I can't see it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, will any of them do what Phil Taylor did? Spend so long in the game, you know. It's not just Luke. There's a lot more money in it now. It's a lot more intense. So yeah, would suggest shorter careers, but we'll see.
Let's get the thoughts of Luke Humphries. Hi, Luke.
Hello, how are you? Okay.
Good,
Yeah,
thanks.
good.
I don't know if you caught what Nathan was saying there. What do you make of that? The idea that he doesn't think that Luke Littler will be involved in the sport in 5 years' time.
Yeah, I did it. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I think he'll probably stay in the sport for a lot longer than 5 years. It all depends on how, what's out there for him that's not darts. What you've got to remember is darts is what made him famous in the first place. When you don't have that anymore, some people may not be interested in the other things you do. You know, him being a dart player is what makes him being so popular. So, while he's still in darts, you still stay at that stature of being really popular. And I think that for him, he can do the side ventures of what he does anyway while playing darts. But I've heard he's hating the travelling already. It's not been long, but yeah, I definitely see him playing longer than 5 years.
I mean, for the sake of players like you and Luke and others not burning out, then should the schedule be maybe a bit lighter than it is at the moment?
Not particularly. I do think that they're trying to get as much darts in as possible, and you've got to remember that darts isn't just for the top players, it's for the lower ranked players as well. Obviously, if we cut down the schedule, the lower ranked players won't be able to earn as much money, and it's not all about us. So for me, I think that they got the balance right. It's just about us managing our calendar. Obviously, you see me and Luke pull out of a lot of tournaments like European Tours and Players' Championships and stuff, the lesser important tournaments, because our schedule's so busy. So it's just about managing it. Well, if you're a top player, it's about managing your calendar, make sure you don't, overdo it, and, just playing the big competitions.
The expectation is that it will be you and Luke in the final. All the betting markets are saying that. It was the final again
But
last
hasn't he got
year.
a problem against Gerwyn Price?
Well, I mean both. Look, I know you won't be taking Nathan Aspinall lightly, and he won't be taking Gerwyn Price lightly. But it's interesting that the bookies see a repeat.
Yeah, I mean, going on form, you probably would agree that would be the final. But Nathan's playing some great darts at the moment. He's going to be a tough player to beat. And Gezi, when he plays in these big tournaments, he's always revved up for it, always ready to go. I don't think he'll care that he's playing Luke. So that's not a foregone conclusion either. It's you can never write these type of things. Whoever turns up on the, when you're going for 16 weeks, it's about consistency. But tomorrow's about whoever turns up feeling their best, playing their best. And, all 4 of us can win it. But, of course, if it goes with form and the calibre of player, then, of course, you probably would see me and Luke in the final. But, it's not a foregone conclusion. We've still got to get through them first round, them semi-final games first.
Sure.
It's been incredibly high standard. The averages this year have been ridiculous, really, for ordinary people looking at it. You guys make it look easy, and it isn't easy.
Yeah, I believe that this has been one of the highest standard of Premier Leagues for a long time. Me and Luke have had some fantastic games this season, but especially in Aberdeen, possibly one of the greatest Premier League games ever. I think our scoring was just incredible, and I would have loved for that game to have been a bit longer. It would have been nice to play that over best of 21 legs, which is what we can do tomorrow night if we make the final. So if we do play each other, I'd really love to see another epic game between us both.
Yeah, it's a great rivalry between the two of you, but there's not a lot of knock there, is there? I mean, back in the old days, you'd have like Eric Bristow winding everybody up, or you'd have Kevin Painter kicking off with the power on the hockey and stuff barging into each other. You two seem to get on, Luke.
Yeah, we do get along. I think it's because we've kind of gone on the upwards curve at the same time. You know, when I beat him in the World Championship final, I was only sort of winning big titles about 3 months before that. So we've kind of gone up on the same route together. If I'd have been, you know, at the top for 10 years, then he comes along, you probably would have had a bit of animosity. But there's no animosity between us because we've both done it at the same time. And, you know, we enjoy each other's company. We get along really well. But, of course, when we're on the dartboard, we both want to beat each other. You know, that's a known fact. And, you know, in this game, you're playing each other too much. You ain't got time to be, you know, angry with each other or upsetting each other because you see each other more than, you know, you see your families, really.
Yeah, we had a chat with Nathan Aspinall about that, and he was saying it does feel like a bit of a brotherhood. Certainly when you're doing something like this, you're seeing each other every week for 16 weeks, and he was talking about, you know, Luke Littler coming down to the bars. He gets that little bit older. It does feel like, you know, you all seem to get on, really.
Yeah, we do. We get along. Obviously, Nathan's one of our probably closest friends on tour, so you know, I get along really well with him, and I probably spend a lot of time with him outside of the dart days, you know, the days we play. So yeah, it's always important that you get along really well with everyone. It creates an easy atmosphere, and you know, all of them are good lads, to be honest. We enjoy spending time with one another.
Now, we've been doing these interviews right throughout the Premier League, and for some reason, whoever we interview goes and wins the next day. So you're going to win tomorrow. It's absolutely nothing to do with us. It just seems to be a coincidence. But there you go.
Right, that's the same coincidence tomorrow.
Yeah. So you know, you wouldn't have expected Leeds to have done a lot of business yet, but I take it you keep refreshing the page on the transfers. Do you waiting for them to make some signings?
Yeah, I keep going on that Fabrizio Romano's Twitter page, seeing if there's any sort of links
Here we
or
go.
anything. Honestly, yeah, I'm waiting for something to happen, but yeah, I don't think they're going to rush into it too quickly. You know, it's important that you don't leave it too late and lose your transfer targets. You've got to get in there early, and you know, don't let anybody take them away from you. I'd love to see Manor Solomon come on a permanent from Tottenham, but that's the one I'm looking for. I'm thinking if they're going to get that done, surely they're going to get that done as soon as possible. But yeah, I have been refreshing that page, seeing if there's any news for us.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited to see.
You've got to hand it to Fabrizio. What he does is each transfer that he handles is about 16 tweets. It's happening. It could be happening. It might be happening. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to. Well, it's happened. Oh no, it hasn't. No, it has.
Well, he manages the tension. I think Manor Solomon will happen.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I hope so. And you can trust what Fabrizio says as well, because usually when he says it, it happens. So
oh no, he's got a good record.
He doesn't get much wrong. Callum Wilson, apparently, I've been reading you're in for as well. Everton won him. He's got an option to stay at Newcastle, but I mean that would be interesting.
That's a good signing.
That might be good business. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think it probably would be a good signing for us. You know, obviously I know he can be injury prone, but I think it'd be worth a gamble. He's a clinical goal scorer. When he's fit, he's really clinical. So yeah, I think if Isaac stays for definite with Newcastle, then I don't see a starting place for him, to be honest. And if he comes to Leeds, there could be a starting place for him. So yeah, I think that would be a smart bit of business, to be honest. I know like people say he is injury prone, but I think he's sort of the type of player that you're worth giving a chance on.
I was watching Sky Sports. Sorry, Paul. I was watching Sky Sports News this morning, trailing a series of an interview that you've done about Leeds. It was very interesting, actually. They sort of took bits and pieces about your first game and your love of the club and your dad and all that stuff. Very interesting stuff, I thought.
Yeah, I remember doing that at the stadium. I think it was the day before I played on night 14 in Leeds, and yeah, it was really nice to get some insight, like for the fans to see, you know, when my first game was, who my favourite players were, and anything Leeds related. I always enjoy doing it.
Well, all the best for tomorrow night, Luke. We look forward to seeing you in action. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Cheers.
Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs, Monday to Friday afternoons 1 till 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.